Hey guys, so today I thought I would share some of my art with you and just talk to you a bit about my influences and what inspires me. I haven't painted in a while. Um, I think it's mostly because I'm so burnt out from my job that when I have free time, I just basically spend it dreading having to go back to work. But I would like to get back more into painting and stuff. I had a revelation that art is superficial a year ago, and it's kind of deterred me from wanting to paint so much because it's taking something that's emotional and real and turning it into something superficial outside of you. And while that's not necessarily an unhealthy thing to do, I'm not so sure how valuable it really is. But it is something that I'm interested in, and I love, tooling around with. So I guess today I will show you. I'm going to show you maybe like 5 paintings I've done. Talk a little bit about them. But I'm going to start out with the ones that I like the least. Uh, let's start with this one. So this was inspired by Cezanne's Large Bathers. And I figured instead of doing large bathers, I would do average bathers. And the concept behind this is with all the transgender bathrooms and stuff, locker rooms and things like that. Eventually, this will be your average bathers. There will be men and women bathing together. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's part of it. Uh, and this is probably the yeah. This is the third of that same series. This is also from Average Bathers. I really like the water in these paintings more than I really like the figures. The figures are kind of inspired by Matisse and maybe like Bacon and Picasso as well. But I really am more interested in this water and the way it pools around their feet and stuff. I was more having more fun with the water than the actual figures. And I like these little fixtures too that I've got. I thought they were fun. I'll show you this one doesn't have them, but on some of the other ones, I've given a few of this series away. These are the last two I have of this series. But the the light's kind of shitty too. But these fixtures are pretty sick, in my opinion. So yeah. And then outside of that series, I did. This is just like a self-portrait with me and my dog. I called this one "A Man and His Dog." So you can't really see the legs of the bed because of the lighting. I'm gonna get a light ring pretty soon, guys. I think my friend says I really need to get one. Um, I kind of like things when they're dark and like shadows and stuff, but not when I'm looking at my own paintings. So this is pretty sick. I think this is one of my more favored recent paintings I've done. I did this in 2016, so it's been a while. But I really dig this. I like my gut in this painting. I don't really have that, but I wish I did. I think it looks cool. I like the body. This is also like when I was going through that period of trying to mix Matisse and Picasso and Bacon, smush them into one thing with at least my figures. The beds and stuff are more just like something you might find in like a comic strip or something. This this painting uh, is probably my favorite painting I've done, maybe ever. I really like the feet, and I like how his hands are positioned. I just really like this painting. This was inspired by the triptych of Bacon's of George Dyer when it's in those light purple hues. At least the setting, the like room that he's in is inspired by that painting. And I just really like it. I like how small his dick is and that it's uncircumcised in this painting. I think that's really interesting. Uh, you know, the, uh, my ability to paint is not like crazy great or anything. I just really like it, and I think I have like an interesting style. Um, so yeah, I do everything in acrylics for the most part. I have some abstract stuff downstairs that I've done in oils, but most of my stuff is acrylic. This is like a self-portrait I did for my art appreciation class, and it goes with a sculpture I made, and the sculpture is like these railroad tracks stacked up, and it has like a piece of iron with my eyes painted on it, and it's all on this like wooden pedestal. But this is supposed to hang over it. Right now, those two pieces are separated, but they're in the same house. It's not like they're too far away from each other. Um, this painting is really interesting. I thought. I mean, it goes back to like more of the style I had in high school. I really like this like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just bold lines and I can't think of the word right now, but it's very like geometric in ways. It's got a lot of shapes going on, and it kind of reminds me of like Batman for some reason. But it's not supposed to remind you of Batman. It's supposed to remind you of me. Um, it doesn't really look like me. None of my figures really, the faces ever really turn out like me, but they're supposed to be representations of me, and that's whatever, you know. I've done like a few like self portraits that are supposed to look like me, and they do kind of. Um, but I'm not like that type of artist. I just paint what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? And not all of my paintings are this dark. I just don't have a lot of stuff anymore. Here, one second, I'll get this other painting. So yeah, I did a series of these like stick figure men. It's kind of inspired by Keith Haring, like his outline stick men, but I gave it more detail with the feet and the hands and the little ears there, and I gave them butt cracks. But all the men were from behind, and they had these lines behind them, and the lines are supposed to represent regrets that I have, and it's called facing regrets because the figures are all facing the lines. So conceptually, I'm really proud of this series. This is the only one I have left from this series. Um, it was pretty popular, well, at least with my circle of friends. My friends really all enjoyed this series, and I think it's pretty deep. I like it a lot. This particular painting is titled Empty Man Facing Major Regrets and Slight Confusion. So I guess it's called Empty Man because I didn't color this one. Most of the men that I painted like this were like a reddish color, and the thicker lines would be major regrets, and the pink lines would be confusion. The black would be like, you know, just normal regrets, I suppose. uh, I don't know why I really wanted to make this video. I talk about my art pretty frequently in this channel, so I figured it would give you guys an idea of the kind of things that I create. Love you guys. Hit me up.